Hey, it's Brad Booker. We're backstage at KMLE Country Thunder with my buddy Jerrod Niemann, baby. Let's knock it up.
My partner in crime.
Brother, you got crazy today.
Yeah, I had to do it.
How do you look? I got a little out of control a couple of days ago, and I was doing dumb stuff. How do you throw back some cocktails and put on a show and sound like you hadn't been drinking?
I actually haven't figured that out yet. Actually, I got to say this.
You can't do an interview and sound sober, but you could play it.
I know a couple days ago that you were holding the torch, and then Lee Bryce grabbed the torch, and then he handed me the baton today. So I'm trying to just represent country music across the great state of Arizona.
Yeah, speaking of Lee Bryce, Lee's bachelor party was last weekend in Vegas, and for some reason, Jerrod Niemann felt that it would be a good idea to start throwing glass at the wall. That's what Lee told us.
Man.
Is that true?
It's a jungle out there.
Brother, you were out of the Coyote campsite today. Was it everything you expected, or was it more?
It was the most amazing experience I've ever had, but my only complaint was I was lucky enough to get an amazing Arizona state flag, and I was like so proud to have it, and then they came back and asked if they could have it back. They said, "Hey, we've had that for 4 years. Now that we think about it, man, we kind of just gave it to you out of just the moment. Can we have it back?" I was like, "Well, yeah, sure."
But you got some beaver, a beaver hat,
hey,
right?
Man.
Your beaver hat.
And I'm a virgin, so
right, absolutely.
I don't know what territory you're stepping on.
I'm not at all. Listen, we're going to make it easy for you. Just pick a couple of questions out of the hat, and we're going to make it real simple.
One at a time?
Whatever. Just you pick the. So if you don't like the question, it's not my fault. It's yours because you picked it. Here we go.
What's one quality in a woman that you can't live without?
That's a good question.
Why are you setting me up with failure? Obviously, a brain.
Okay.
I mean, who wouldn't want to be around a girl that you can't have a good conversation with? And that's why I still read books to this day.
What's your favorite book? Last book you read?
Marketing for Dummies.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that true?
The audiobook.
Are you?
I'm serious. I don't read.
Wait, you can't even read a real book?
I can read. Hey, believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, I can read. But let me tell you something. I don't want to.
Wait a minute. You read a book for dummies on tape.
Well, think about that. You're right. But let me explain myself.
Right.
Marco. Let me explain this. Music has changed my whole life. Like, music is my every avenue of existence. So audible sounds are much easier for me to comprehend.
Okay, that makes sense.
Than just looking at some stupid books.
Go ahead, grab another question. And don't grab that one because you already answered.
I mean, I'm sorry to the book readers, but everybody learns differently.
I can't read a book, so I don't blame you. All right, here we go.
Have you ever had sexy time listening to your own music?
Oh, that's a great question.
Well, this is easy. I write most of my songs while making love. So I theoretically have not had sexy time listening to my music because that would like completely crush my stamina. I gotta be like grossed out because we spent like 2 years working on our music. But I will say I've very much so been in the middle of making love and be like, "Hey baby, hand me that guitar."
And then one more drinking song comes out.
Yeah, and I'm like, "This is so romantic." Hey, hey, hey. So yeah, so I'm just saying. Love inspires so many rednecks to do the right thing.
One more question for Jerrod. I don't know if we can top that one, but we'll try.
I hope not. What's one song you're glad you didn't write?
As a songwriter, you've written a lot of great songs. What's one song that you're glad you didn't write? You got to answer this question. Come on.
One song I'm glad I didn't write.
Go with the bang. What song do you turn on the radio and hear and go, "Oh my God, this song is awful"?
Man, there's this new song called "Only God Could Love You More."
Oh my God.
No, I'm joking. The only song I'm glad I didn't write was, man. I wish I'd written every song because that means that shit would be.
It means you'd be making a lot of love.
So it's hard to cut down. Here's a song I'm glad I didn't write. Yeah. I'll tell you this: "Honky Tonk Badonka Donk." Okay. I'll say this why. I'll tell you why.
Your buddy Randy Houser
Jamie
wrote
Johnson,
that, yeah.
Randy Houser, and Dallas Davidson wrote that. And the reason I'm glad I didn't write it is I would have screwed it up. I'd have been like, "No, we got to," and I would have pushed it too far, or one or the other. So those guys, my roommate for like 6 years, Robert Hatch, was the bartender. They all knew him. They went there to get free drinks, of course. All of us were broke as shit, bleep. And so basically what it boils down to is those guys saw the most beautiful, gigantic country ass that ever existed.
Yeah.
And they just were like, man, wow. And they said, that's a badonkadonk. And Randy Hauser looked and says, a honky-donk badonkadonk. And next thing you know, they wrote it. And I'm so glad I didn't write that because I would have screwed it up. And I will say that all the country and western butts from across the country would not have been glorified as they should have been. So
KMLE Country Thunder 2013, never, ever a dull moment with our buddy Jerrod Niemann.
I'm sorry for that.
Thank you, brother.
Was that the drunk?
Yeah! Awesome, brother. That was good.